Welcome to my craft room. I've got a really fun card today. My son has not seen this yet, so he's gonna love it when he does though. I decided to do this snowman pop-up and use the snowman tag with the joy tag. And then when you open it, he says Merry Christmas. So before we go, I need you to go down into my description and click on the link there. That will put the base of this card onto your Cricut canvas, and then you'll be ready to start. So let's go make it. Here we are on our canvas. If you do not have this on your canvas, go down in the description of this video, click on the Cricut link, and Cricut will put this onto your canvas and you'll be ready to go. Here's our envelope. I'm going to leave it this color because you may want to cut it out of copy paper, something lighter. So I'm just going to move it out of the way. We've got, this is our rectangle that goes here on the cover. We need another one, a red one. So let's go into here. And we're using this red. So first, width is 3. Then you are going to unlock your button. And this one is going to be 3.5. Now, I'm going to tell you to relock your button because I always forget and then I mess everything up. So this is part of your cover here. Okay, so I think that's all we can do until we go get our images. So let's do that next. You go to images down here at the bottom. If you have never looked up an image by its code number, everything starts with hashtag capital M. And here in just a second, I'm going to have a list for you. The first tag on the front is 3FCD C2D0. 2D0. There you go. And now you see you have your whole list of all your images. Once you get your image up, then you click on it. It puts it down here by add. Once you get all of your images done, then get them put on your canvas. And then we'll do colors and sizes. So I'm going to fast forward through here. Go ahead and get all your images on the canvas and I'll meet you over there. Here we are back on the canvas. Okay, let's do our cover first. Well, this guy didn't want to move. I am really trying to learn this new stuff. Okay, so I did this in a bright green. There we go. And that's pretty much it. Only we got to check our other colors. Because we want them all to be the same. We want this same black. You see this 000 black. It's always going to be on the very left. That's what we want. His face. For some reason, this has it gray. We don't want that. We want white. Then we're going to let's pick an orange real quick. Okay. It doesn't matter which one. I'm going to pick this one. The reds need to still be the bright red. The same one that we're using. It's just a little bit darker than the others. And this one is going to be that same orange. There we go. This is going to be the same bright green. Right here. These don't have to be the exact colors that you're using. This is just so we can organize everything to be all the same reds, all the same blacks, everything. So later on at the very end, we don't have to do as much in sync. Okay, and the only thing I did on this was I changed it to white. And then the height. Ooh, it's not much. The height needs to be 1.5. And there is your cover. Done. Quick and easy. Okay, the next easiest one for us to do will be Christmas. First, you're going to go into layers. Let's find you. The background is going to be your green. So, the bright green. And the front is going to be your white. I am all about cutting out the least amount of mats. So, I am going to do that for you too. Okay, and my Christmas is 3 inches wide. Make sure your button's locked, and then you just hit 3, and boom, your Christmas is done. Your buttons are going to be real easy. Let's change it to our black. Each button is 1 inch. Here we go. And we need 2 of those. So you're going to go back to actions and duplicate. And there are our buttons. Easy, huh? Okay, his face. His face is going to be 3 inches high. So let's change that first. There we go. Then let's find him on here. Let's make sure that his black is the right black. It's not. And his orange is the right orange. And yeah, that's it. Okay, so there, his face is done. We will not be using his little bow tie. Just to warn you. Okay. So now let me get back up here. The Mary we're going to do last. Let's go ahead and do your mittens. Now, I did not do the middle layer. So let me show you. Let's find them first. Okay, there they are. Okay, do you see how this has that light blue layer between your mittens and your fur, whatever that's supposed to be? I didn't use that. I'm fine with just the red showing through. I also didn't use these snowflakes. I used these instead. But first, let's make sure that this is the right colors. So we're going to do the red. And we are picking the red that we're already using. Then your size on the mittens is 4.8 wide. So it's not going to change much. There you go. Now, let's get our snowflakes for our mittens. Of course, first they're going to be the bright white. Each one of the snowflakes is also going to be 1 inch. There we go. And we are going to need 2 of those. There we go, just like that. Next, let's do his scarf. I did it with a green buffalo plaid. You can do it solid. You can do it pattern paper, whatever you'd like to do it in. So first, we are going to need a shape, which is a square. Then we're also going to need another shape. If you go down here and pick this one right here. So you're going to go into edit. You're going to unlock your button. Height is going to be 0.5. There we go. And width is 4 inches. There we go. And it doesn't really matter. I'm going to go ahead and change this to our green. There's our thing now. We're going to change this one to the green also. Of course, if you're using pattern paper, you would take these out. You would cut these out of your pattern paper. Your height is going to be 0.5, just like your scarf. I have them at 1.72. And you can leave them long. You don't have to change them if you don't want to. And then we're going to duplicate this. There we go. And there's that. So the only other thing we have left is our Mary. Whatever you have your snowman holding, it's got to be in small pieces on a string, or else it won't fold down right into the card so it can go into your envelope. So first we're going to ungroup this. Luckily this one ungroups all together. We're going to get rid of those. This Mary is going to be our bright white. There we go. And we are going to do an offset on this. So you're going to hit offset in, let's see. I'm going to get it down small enough to where it doesn't start cutting out the rest of it. Go down to just one and show you. Now, there, see? You see how you've got the little holes stuck out? I don't want that, or you don't want that. Okay. I mean, if you like it, go for it. So we started off with a number 2. And I like that. I like not having that big space under the M. So there you go. Yours may, let me warn you right now, yours may not come out to be 2.2. Some of it just depends on your computer. So whenever you get it to where you like it, push done. Then this color is going to be the bright green. And then our finished size is going to be 3 inches wide. Oh, make sure you relock your button and then just hit 3. Before we go, I want to check our sink and make sure we have all of our colors in the right spot. All of our blacks together. There's our blue of our envelope. All of our greens, our reds, our oranges, and our whites. If you've got one that's not matching up, you just hold down on the 2 lines and drag it into the color that you would like. Go cut this out. Do me a favor. The joy is just a one layer, so you don't have to do anything with that. Go ahead and put your tag together and your mittens together, your Mary together, and your Christmas together. You guys don't need to watch me glue all this stuff together. You're way better than that. Do all that, and then once we get over to the craft table, it's going to be really, really fast. I'll meet you over there. Here we are on the craft table. As you can see, it's well loved. Thank you for gluing all this stuff together. It's going to make everything a lot easier. As you can see, I organize everything on paper plates, so I use them all the time. I use art glitter glue. I buy it with this little tiny tip and a refill. It lasts a really long time. It's really good paper to paper glue. Your supplies. You will need some kind of string. Now, I have baker's twine. And you can get this at Dollar Tree and get it at Walmart. They call it baker's twine, and it's different colors. But you can use like kite string if you want. We just need a little bit of string to hang your Mary from. And speaking of that, check this out. I know, you're going to laugh. This is me trying to figure out how big our Mary needs to be, where our mittens are going to be glued on, the whole bit. And while I'm here, I'm going to show you. The reason we have to cut this apart is because we need it to fold in just like this. Folds in like that, and then that's the way it goes in your card. So let's get going. You kind of have an idea of kind of what we're doing here. Let's do the cover first. You're going to need your white square and your red square and your 2 tags, your snowman tag and your joy tag. Whoop, mine's backwards. And your joy tag. Those are the 4 things that you're going to need. But we don't want it too fancy here because the inside is going to be really fancy. Okay? So this is basically what we're going to do. Okay? So let's get our glue. Usually the mechanics in the background are 2 separate layers, 2 separate pieces. But this one, it's going to be all together. Okay, I'm going to turn this to the right here. I don't want to go off the page, but I do want my corners matched up right to the edge, like that. Okay? This is just to add a little bit of interest. I always glue the covers on last. Why? Because I know that I will probably end up making a mistake. And if I make the mistake on the main part of the card, the inside, then I would have to redo the cover all over again. But if I wait and do the cover last, then I don't have to worry about it anymore. Okay. I am going to keep this on the white. I'm going to match the corners right here. Okay, just like that. Then we're going to glue down our joy. And then we're going to make a bow with our baker's twine to cover up our tag hole. And you're going to just match up your hole. Hold on. I'm going to have to pick mine up for a second so I can see. Just match up the hole just like that. You can use whatever colors you want. Or, you know what? You can find a bow that you like on Cricut and you can put it right there. Here we go. We're just going to do a regular bow like if you were tying your shoes. Okay, just like that. And we're going to make it little. I started off with a really big piece of string because I want you guys to be able to see what I'm doing. I am still making this tiny, slowly but surely, because I'm going to pull on these and make them make that knot really tight. Okay, because you don't want a big, huge bow on here. You just want a little one. Okay, I'm going to cut off this extras. Okay, and then we're just going to glue it on. It all depends on, I'm going to fill this hole like this. We're doing this first so it will dry. Then, if you want your little tails to be a specific spot, then we need to kind of tack them down a little bit. I'm going to tack him down, and I'm also going to tack this little part down, just like that, and there's your cover. So we're going to set this aside and let it dry. The next thing we need to work on is this Mary. I want to go ahead and get it done and get it glued on our string, so it can be drying before we put it in the card. Okay, first, we're going to cut this apart. We need to cut this middle R out. Otherwise, we wouldn't have been able to cut this apart. There we go. Now, make sure I've got it in the right spot. Yeah. Make sure that you've got yours in the right order. Now, we are going to glue these on here with about 1/8 of an inch. So, I'm going to do this a little bit above the middle. So say the middle's right here. I'm going to go slightly above it because I want it heavier on the bottom so it will hang right. Okay. Okay, this one I put too low. There we go. Space your letters. Once you get your gaps, then I'm just going to lay this on here. Okay, just like that. Kind of smush it in. It's a string, so there we go. Now, set this aside. I would keep it string up because it'll dry faster. So let's set this aside and also let it dry. Now, let's get into our meat and potatoes here. The easiest thing to do is for us to go ahead and fold this. You can see here, and I'm going to turn this over so you can see the folds that we were looking at. This fold is going to go up. Okay, so let's do the horizontal fold first. We are going to just fold it up like this. There you go. And then we're going to do the two at an angle. I find it easier to stick my fingernails in here to get it started. And then just kind of go slow. There we go. Just like that. And then the other one. Now, on the other Twist Pop cards I have, these two pieces are, you have background pieces like these, and then you have the mechanics, and they're two separate pieces. But on this one, since he's the cutest snowman ever, we have to do it all in one piece. Okay, now, we need to fold this all together. I'm going to smush down on this. Okay. And it's going to keep folding until it comes out to be this house shape right here. And then we need to get our folds in there good. Go. Just like that. Look. Okay, now I need you to flatten it back out. Let's do our scarf first, and then we'll have a better spacing for our face. Okay, I had some buffalo plaid paper, so I thought that would be good for this. You're going to put it right where your score lines end. Then we're going to put these, and since you've got room here in the middle, see where your V part goes down, that's where we're going to put them. I'm going to keep them all together here real quick. Okay, when you're going to glue on these two, make sure that they're overlapping here, because we're going to come back and do it straight, and then it will look like he's actually got a tied scarf on. I'm going to get right up under here and glue these. There we go. Then, of course, they haven't had a chance to dry, but I'm going to trim that part off, and there you go. See? It looks like it's, you know, coming up over his scarf now. And then we're going to glue it right above our score lines, like right on top of them. This way, we will have better decisions about where his face is going to go, because we have it clearly marked where his face is. There we go, just like that. Okay, so now you get to make some choices here. And, you know, some of this depends on who you're sending it to. If you're sending it to a little kid, you might want to make it a little goofier. These go opposite. The little dots go on either side like this, but I actually kind of liked it the other way. But you can turn his face like this, and then let's get his nose. And he came with eyebrows too, so that's a choice. Or you can do him straight up and down like this. But it's a little harder to get him all in the right spot if you're going to do it straight up and down. The nice thing that if you do stuff at an angle like that, nobody will know. Oh shoot, I made a mistake. Yeah, well, nobody will know because you didn't do it right up and down. Okay, then I'm going to put his nose. There we go. And if you've watched any of my channels, you know I have a special needs adult son. And he tears the tickets at our local movie theater. It is Friday night, and Wakanda Forever came out at midnight last night. So I think he's having a very busy night at work, because every time they have a Marvel movie, it's nuts. So he wants to go see it before if he wants free tickets to something, he has to wait a week. Look at that. Look how cute he is. He has to wait a week for free tickets, you know, to make sure that the customers all have a chance. I'm going to go ahead and put his eyebrows on. So, but if it's Marvel, he has to wait 2 weeks. Well, his big brother just moved out. He bought a house. He had come back here to help us with our son with COVID and all that. And so he texted him last night. So, bro, you want to go see Wakanda Forever before the 2 weeks is up? Because he knows that if we all want to go, that we'll go early and pay for our tickets, and, you know, sit in the big, you know, when they call it an SDX theater. I don't know. Okay, our buttons. Get your 2 buttons. And our Christmas. I'm going to put the Christmas on first. On at the very bottom, you can kind of see where I tried to distribute some green. All the way down the card. The Merry Christmas, the scarf, all that good stuff. This is going to go at the bottom, in the middle. I'm probably going to put it about an 1/8 of an inch from the bottom, just like that. Just like that. And then our buttons. Okay, since he's got his highlights at the top, then I will probably put these button highlights kind of in the same spot. It doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be perfect. Okay, here's one. And one more. This is a fun card, and I cannot wait to show it to my son because he loves all these pop-up cards. He's crazy about Christmas. Let's get it put into the card. You're going to fold your card, of course, down the middle. Okay, so just lay it here and get it ready. Now, we're going to fold this guy up just like we did before. We're not going to leave him folded for very long because, remember, we got wet glue. This is going to fit very close. You're only going to have a little bit of a border around here. So, we've got his face. Let's put glue on him. And you want to get as close to your edges as you can. Doesn't have to be perfect. It's a handmade card. It's never going to be perfect like if it was machine made. That's part of its charm. Okay, now this is the face. So, I'm going to put it right in here. I'm going to make sure it's in the middle. Okay, I'm going to line it up with my score line right here. Let's see, that looks pretty good right there. Hold on. Now I'm going to close this while it is still wet, and it will make my white part move where I need it to move, because in the long run, this has to fold up and go into your envelope. There you go. Look at that. Look how good you're doing. Okay, we're going to do the exact same thing, only this side will be easier. Okay. Again, and you see where it moved it just a little tiny bit, and there's glue right there. I tell everybody, leave these cards open and let them dry. And, you know, preferably overnight. If you can't do it overnight, then, you know, a few hours, something like that. You do not want the card to glue into itself or onto the inside of the envelope. So you want to make sure it's good and dry. Okay, we've got glue all over that side. Now we're just going to close our card. There we go. I have a problem. Look, mine's a little too close to the bottom. Wonder why. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. If you have this problem, you shouldn't, and I don't know why I might have glued it in a little low. So if you do have this problem, I'm going to go through and I'm just going to trim off a little tiny bit so I will still have some red showing through. Boom, just like that. See how easy that is to fix? There we go. If you have that same problem I just did, go for it. Some of it depends on how close you get your card in. Now see, it's closing. So you are doing really, really good. Okay, so let's get our Mary back that's on our string and our mittens. That's all we've got left. And gluing on our cover. See how quick and easy this one is? And it's fun too. Okay, I had to tape these and retape these and redo these until I figured out exactly where they would go. Hold on, let me move our Mary. So they would fold in to the card and not stick out, okay? So the best way for me to show you is from the other side, okay? The one mitten is going to be glued right here, and the other mitten is going to be glued on this bottom part. This string is going to glue right here in the middle of your glove. So we're going to do that first. I'm going to put a line of glue right here, right down the middle. I am going to go about half an inch or so. And I am going to put I'll turn it over here in just a minute and double check. Okay. Here's this. Half an inch. There we go, like that. I'm going to flip mine over just so I can see. Let me let that dry for just a second while I cut off the excess. Okay, right there. I've got the strings cut off. There we go. So you see on this one, this is the one we're getting ready to do. You got to see where it's at. So I am going to, the best thing to do is put the glue here. I'm going to pick a little square here. Make sure your Mary's pointed the right way. And then the corner is going to go kind of right into the thumb. Okay. Let me see on here. Okay. I want, look, if we flatten this out, I kind of want this straight. There we go, like that. Okay. You see where that is? See where the corner kind of goes into the thumb right there? There we go. Now, before my glue dries, I'm going to double check. Perfect. Okay. And now this side. Okay. So now we did it on the top here. This one we're going to do on the bottom. Okay. So we're going to pick a square right here again. Then this is how it's going to display. So, but we also have to make sure that it's going to fold. Right. So let me double check. See? I knew that was too far out, but I wanted to show you guys. So I'm going to bring it in again. Okay, and your Mary, when you go to put it in the envelope, you're going to have it. There it goes, just like that. See? And then when you open it, your Mary comes up, except, you know what I did? I didn't put this on right. The reason that it's having trouble is that I put the glue right in the middle instead of more towards in the middle, but towards the top. Okay, there, see? Look, see the difference? I'm trying to show you with it hanging up, but you're at the wrong angle for me to show that. So when they display, it will say Merry Christmas. Okay, now all we have is our cover. Okay, we're going to put glue all the way around, and I always miss the corners, and then my corners curl up, and I got to go back in there and do the glue again. So I'm trying to get into the habit of doing all of. Okay, now we're going to close this. There we go. This should be about 1/4 of an inch all the way around. Oh, Cricut. There we go. Perfect. Look at that. Look how cute. Wow. Look what you just made. You're finished. Now watch. How cute is he? You're done. You did a great job. I am so proud of you.